What's up, guys? Today I'm going to try to help you learn how to get some skins into Supercross the game too. Try to teach you how to do all the nitty-gritty stuff. Try to get actual skins in there, unpack them, pack them back up, all that good stuff. Uh, so hopefully it won't be too bad. First thing, you're going to need a few different programs. You're going to need to download Unreal Engine 4.2. It's the newest one. You get it through Epic Games, and the Epic Games launcher, you can download it through there. You'll need this tutorial folder, which I have UModel, some other files that we'll use here in a second. That helps with the packing up process and extracting the files from the game. And then you'll need to download Python version 2.7. Now this, it's not the most recent version. If you use the Python 3, it won't throw anything into your pack files, which we'll talk about later, but just make sure that you have Python version 2.7 installed on your computer. And yeah, that should be about it for the getting set up part. Just make sure you have those programs I just listed off. But we'll go ahead and start off. Before you do anything, you'll want to go into your C drive. Go ahead and open up your File Explorer, but open up your C drive, and then we're going to go to the program files, go into Steam, your Steam apps, Common, and then you'll want to get the Supercross the official game 2, and then Supercross 2, content, and then go to packs. And you'll want to go, mine's sorted by size, but initially they'll be down here at the bottom usually. But go ahead and take these last 6 or so packs and cut them, and we're going to paste them in this content. Now, whenever we try to export them with UModel, if you have these still in your folder, it's going to throw you an error and it won't let you get any files out of it or anything. So just take those out of that folder, put them somewhere. I like to just put them in this content folder. That way I can put them back in pretty easy. But yeah, just make sure you get those out of there, and then we should be good to go. I'll go back to this tutorial deal, and then we're going to open up UModel, and then here's where we're going to find all the skins and stuff for the game. So we're going to open this up. It's going to have you pick a file. So we'll go down to the C drive again, go to Program Files x86, then Steam, Steam Apps, Common. We'll make sure you get the second one, Supercross 2, Content, and then Packs. And hit OK. Leave all this the same and hit OK. All right, now this is going to be the directory for all the stuff within Supercross 2. We're not going to worry about any of this data stuff for skinning, so we'll minimize that and we'll go to the graphics. Now today I'm just going to focus on the rider gear and bikes, but you can also do helmets and other stuff within this. So we'll start off with, let's just do vehicles, which is the bikes, and we'll go to bikes. And then all the graphics are going to be underneath chassis. And then you're going to have all these different numbers. Now, in the tutorial folder I upload, is going to have this MESX2 index references, which I went through and basically translated it all into what you guys want to know. So here it has chassis with all the numbers, and then here it's going to have what those are. So for the sake of the video, I'm going to do chassis 2, which is a Honda 250. And we'll go into there, but all these folders will be the same. Same basic layout. So you open up the chassis 2, and then textures, and then all these are going to be different skins for the Honda 250 within the game. And then in MESX2, you also have to do, the front plate is different than the chassis, so you'll have to do the whole bike skin, and then the front plate's going to be a different file. And then there's also, these are the red plates are the wind chassis, but the numbers at the end here are all going to be the same. So I'm just going to do a basic skin and basic plate, but if you want to do the red plate version of it, you just find the number that corresponds to what you want. All right, and so if you want to replace a skin that's represented by a stock graphics kit in the game that you can add your own numbers to inside the game, These are going to be all the numbers that those correspond to. Uh, so let's say you wanted to replace the lines HD sticker. You'd go to the 017 chassis, which is going to be right here, and then you'd open it, and this is going to be that line 017. These reference all the different skins. So we'll just, if you want to use this as a template, you can go and just click export current object, and then we'll go ahead and get the front number plate for that too. So it's going to be the 17. So plate 17. We'll open that one also. It's going to be that, and then we'll just go ahead and export that. Another cool thing you can do is if you want to put your own custom numbers on it in Photoshop or whatever program you're using, you can go ahead and reassign that to a rider that's on that same bike, and then there won't be any overriding like fonts or anything. So for this, I'm going to use Chase Sexton on the Honda 250 as my deal. So he's 302. So we'll go ahead and find chassis and 302. And make sure when you're selecting these, I should have mentioned this earlier, but make sure that it's a D. That's going to be the diffuse texture. The N is going to be the normal map, and when we get a little bit more advanced, then that's when we start dealing with the normal maps and the all that and the lighting. But just for now, we're going to do the diffuse. And go ahead and open that, and then go ahead and export. And then we'll go ahead and grab his plate too. Now you can use the same basic template for It's all about the naming when you export it from Photoshop. So it's not a big deal like which one of these you grab, but just for the sake of the video, I'll make it easy and grab these. Go ahead and export that. And I'll go ahead and grab a normal map off of Sexton's deal, and I'll show you guys kind of what that looks like. So I'll grab the normal map, and if you don't want to do the open and you know what you're getting, you can just go ahead and click export, and I'll get that other map as well and export that. So that's it for the bikes and getting them out of the files. Now for the riders, it's kind of the same deal, just in a different location. So we'll go ahead and get out of the vehicles, and it's going to be underneath characters, and then riders, and then they labeled it suits. So here's the suits. I also have in here, here's the riders, and then this is all the different gear that you can, override. So we'll do, let's see, what's the gear that no one really runs? We'll go with Moose. So we'll do a 263. So that's a suit 263. That should be a Moose skin. And we're gonna have this diffuse here. There, look, there's a moose skin. So we'll go ahead and export that, and then we'll go ahead and we'll get another skin that's gonna be Chase Sexton's skin for his suit. So I have these all laid out here. They're alphabetical by first name. So Chase Sexton's gonna be here. He's suit 810, and I put their bike and stuff there if you're looking for someone that you don't run a lot to override your stuff. So we'll go to suit 810 right there, and then we'll go to the textures and we'll look at this diffuse map, make sure it's the right one. There's Sexton, and then we'll go to export object, and then I'll go ahead and grab these as well again, this normal map, and then this map here. Okay, that's gonna be it for getting stuff out of here. Like I said, there's tons of stuff in here that you can edit. You can do anything from like the helmets to the goggles to the glasses on the guy with the helmet off. But that's all I'm gonna do for today's video. I'm gonna do a rider with custom numbers and a rider with just plain graphics. So I'll go ahead and exit out of all this, and then we'll close out of there. Okay, and I'll go ahead and minimize that for now. So the next step, I guess you could say, is to actually make these files and, customize them and do what you want with them in Photoshop or whatever video editing software that you're using. So it's going to come out defaulted to this UModel export folder, and then right here it's going to kind of assign the directory. So for the vehicles, we're doing bikes and the chassis, it's all going to be within here. So I'll go ahead and open up. We'll go ahead and open this up with Photoshop, and I'm not going to spend any time today, skinning and doing any of that. I figured most of you guys probably know how to do this part of it, but I will go ahead and put a skin I've already made in here to show the whole process of packing it back up. And a tip I'll give you guys, the reason I exported this normal map is because I like to use it as a reference when you're actually skinning and lining up everything. Let's see. No, wrong one. So we'll get that normal map. We'll go ahead and place that. And then right here, it makes it a little easier to see, where the seat is. There's the ribs, there's the front fender, skid plate, all that stuff. It just helps me with lining it up, making sure, stuff's not overlapping and whatnot. Because if you just go off this, you can kind of see the general outline, but some of the stuff's a little funky. So there's that, and then I'll go ahead and place this as well. I don't know why that's smaller, but you can kind of see this is like, if you don't have this graphic here on it, then you'll overdo that, and that way the lighting and whatnot won't make that show any different. Anyways, enough with that. I'll go ahead and put in or open the gear as well. So we'll go back out to the graphics and go into the characters this time. Suits. And here you see we're going to have two different suits. That's because one of them is going to be to Chase Sexton, your custom rider, the custom rider I'm doing, and then the other one's just going to be to the general set of gear. So we'll go ahead and just open this one, and that's that moose set we got. And then we'll go ahead and I'll just actually open it in different files. Go to this, textures, and then open that. And then again with the gear, if you're wanting just to edit this gear, it's good. You can keep the normal map and all that the same. But if you make your own normal map, you'll need to repack those, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay. So right now I'm just going to place in some skins that I've already made in the process of making. So let's see. So here's the custom skin that I've made, and then for this one we'll do the no number skin. That way you can edit it, and oh shoot, didn't mean to do that. That way you can edit it and put your number on it inside the actual game. So there's those, and then I'll go ahead and throw on this bike. Oh shit, wrong one. Throw on the bike, which is going to be that. I won't worry about a normal map today, but there's the graphics I've made off my bike in real life, and then I'll do it with no number. Okay, and then I'll also open the plate that we extracted. So like I said, you're gonna have different plates for each skin that you do, unless you want it to default to the stock skin. But so there's that. And now we're ready to go ahead and save the files. And so for this one, it's going to be, we'll open up this again. And this one is just the regular, stock graphics here. So I think I said I wanted to replace this lines. I think that was the one I picked. So 017. So when you go to File and then Save As, click down here and then make sure you select this Targa. It's the file format that they use. And we'll just save this. You can save this anywhere. It doesn't matter right now. But let's see. I'll just go ahead and just drop it right in this deal. So that's going to be chassis 302. That's not what we wanted. We want to go ahead and do 017 because that's what we had here. 017. Okay. And we'll go ahead and save that. I select 32 bits per pixel. I had some problems doing some of the lower ones, so I would suggest to do that. I'm not sure if that's correct or not. And then I'll go ahead and save this one too. And this one is going to be that 302. Go ahead and back all the way out and just put it in the deal with the other one. So it's going to be that 302.d for the diffuse map. Okay. And then if you were to export another normal map that's different than this, you would save it the same way. Just put an it, instead of a D, you'd put the N at the end. So we'd go to Targa, and then you put instead of underscore D, we underscore N for normal map. Okay, and then same thing for that if you wanted one with an L. Okay, we'll go ahead and close that out. All right, same thing for the plates. Go ahead and save as Targa, and then we'll just save it in here, the plate, and that's going to be, this one has no numbers, so it's going to be that stock one. It's going to be 017. Go ahead and save it. And then we'll do the one with the numbers, which will be the 302, which will link to the Chase Sexton preset. So we'll go chassis 302. Oh, it's going to be plate 302. Okay. So that's it for the plates and the bike skin. So we'll do the normal skin now. This is going to be the skin that we're going to have no game numbers in, so we'll want to assign that to the default character, the pre-selected character. So we'll go back out of here, and then the suit 810 is that's where this comes in handy. You can kind of see if you're doing it to the right guy. Yeah, so it's going to be 810, and then it's going to be again that diffuse. And then I actually have a different normal map for this. So I'll show you. Here's the normal map. And I'll go ahead and save that. Go all the way back out into here. Let's make sure to save it as a Targa. And then make sure it's the same suit number with that N. And we're good there. Now we have this other set of gear that is going to be no number on the back. We're gonna let the game do that. So we'll just save that to Targa, and then that was gonna be suit, and then you can pick any of these. I have the stock default deal, so I think we said Moose is what we ended up pulling out. So we'll replace it with that 63. So 263, and that's gonna be the diffuse map. Okay. And then it's actually going to be the same normal map as the other one, so I'll just copy and paste that when we get there. So that's it for the Photoshop part of it. It's basically just coming here, editing it, and then resaving it as the same file or whatever skin you want it to go to. All right. So like I said, this normal map, I'm going to use the same normal map for the other suit. Map, then what did I say, 273? That sound right? 263. And I actually think I saved that other. So I saved it in here on accident, but right here you'll see I have that sub, that 263. And then I'll paste it in here and it'll be grouped with that. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and open up your Unreal Engine. Again, make sure it's the 4.2 version, and yeah, this is where we're gonna put everything in and just cook the content. All right, well that took a little longer to open than I had anticipated, so I'll probably cut a little part of that blank space out. But anyways, now we're here in Unreal Engine. Make sure that you select new project up here. Just do blank, and then uh, you could put this. I'll go ahead and put it in the tutorial folder. Put it wherever you want your stuff to be exported to. I made a folder called Unreal Cooked, and we'll put it in there. And then this is going to be the name of your project. So I'll do tutorial, and then go ahead and just create that. And it'll take a little bit for that to load in. All right, now it's loaded in. You can go ahead and delete this starter content folder. Just go ahead and hit delete, and then delete. And then delete all that stuff. And we'll give it a second to do all that. All right, just hit force delete. Don't need any of that stuff. All right, now you should have this blank black project. And we'll go ahead and import the files that we're going to want to cook. So this is going to be all the files that you want in your to put in the game. So we'll go ahead and do all these different files, and this can be anything from 1 to however many you want. But we'll do these that I've kind of done, and it's going to import them all down here. And it'll just say all this. Just you can go ahead and hit OK to that. And that'll be down there. Make sure you hit File and then Save All. If you don't do that, then it won't export anything and you'll get nothing. So just make sure you hit Save All and then go back to File and then Cook Content for Windows. And this will pop up with that sound, and then it'll make that sound again when it's done. And that's all we're going to be doing in the engine as far as packing goes. So this should throw 3 different files for each one of these, I believe, at least the diffuses, and that's what we're going to use to actually pack up and then get it finally in the game. Okay, see, we're done there. We go ahead and exit, and then we'll open back up the folder, and then go to the folder that you selected it to be in, and then go to saved, and then cooked, and then Windows No Editor, tutorial, or whatever you named it, content, and then you'll see all these different files here. So this is what we're going to put into our folder, our file directory. I'll go ahead and open up another tutorial. Anyways, all right. So I'll have this folder here for you guys, so you don't really have to worry about getting it all the folders correct. But essentially, this is just, if you remember back to when we did the U model, it's the folder tree going down into all this stuff where it references it in the game. So we'll open up the content assets graphics. So for the characters, we'll do the riders and then suits. And this is suit, and this is going to be whatever suit you want it to reference. So since I'm going to have 2 different suits, I'm going to copy and paste this folder and name it to the suit that I want. So this one is going to be 263. Okay, and then this one is going to be the suit 810. And then we're good to go. Then we go into the textures and we'll paste all these 263 files into there. And then same thing goes for the 810. Get all those and then put them into that texture file. Make sure they're in there. And we go back out to the graphics, go into the vehicles, bikes, chassis, and this is going to be your chassis number. So now all these, you'd think, put 17302, but this chassis is going to be the bike model you're going after. So if you remember this index sheet, it's going to be the chassis 002 because they're all for the Honda 250. So this chassis sheet is just going to be the bike model that you're going to want to put them on. So for this video, I picked the 250. We'll do the chassis 002, and then double click, and then textures, and then we can go ahead and drop all those into there. Okay, and that's it as far as getting the files in the right place and naming them. We'll go back out to this and the tutorial. Now we'll get into using the batch file along with this uh, Python script. And then you can move these. I'm going to move them out of this just to make it a little less cluttered. And I'll just put them in the skins deal. Anyways, all right. So what you're going to want to do with this Supercross 2 folder is right click on it and then just hit edit. And you can edit it with just plain Notepad on Windows. Now this is going to be, it's going to pull a couple different file references. So this is going to be wherever you have your Python 2.7 installed. So I'll show you real quick. For me, it's going to be in my C drive, and I think this is where it defaults to, but then it'll be Python right off the C drive. And I'll double click that, and you can see that that Python exe is right there. So you can right click up here, and then copy address as text, and then just replace this XXX with that. And then you'll see that it references that script that we're going to run here in a second to this Python here. You're going to do the same thing with this pack file, and that's going to be in the folder that I give you guys to download. So it's this pack file right here, so it'll just be in the desktop tutorial. So again, you can just go to there, and you can copy address as text, and then paste it there, and you're good to go. Now all the other stuff in this is just the name of the actual pack that's going to be exported from the script, but you can change it anytime, so you don't really need to worry about that. And then this is going to be the folder that it's pulling from, so it's going to be the Supercross 2 folder. So I've already set that part up. You just need to change these first two parts. Okay, and then make sure you file and save that, and then you're done with that. And then now all you have to do is hit this Supercross 2 batch file that you just edited, just double click it, and it's going to run this, and then it should pop out a pack chunk file. And then here, just make sure that it's actually giving you a deal, because I know some people when they run it, it'll give them 0, and that usually has to do with having a later version of Python. But just make sure that there's actual content in there, and then if so, then you should be good. You can rename it, and then just make sure that this isn't anything that was in, just don't override any of the pre-existing files. So we'll go into Steam apps, common again. This is the same place we went to pull the packs out in the first place. Content, you'll see those there. You can actually go ahead and move those back into packs now that we're done extracting. And then you'll see all these different files. So just put anything after this last underscore. So I'll just put tutorial and just, I don't know, you drag and drop, or I like to copy paste, but just paste it in there. And if you did everything correctly, that should be it. I'll go ahead and start up the game and show you guys, make sure everything worked right. All right, and I mean, I can already see that it's working here, but we'll go ahead and go into the customize, and then we'll start off with the custom rider, and we'll go just to rider outfit, and then outfit 1, I think we ended up replacing it with the moose. So there you can see that gear is in there in that moose slot. And Then we'll go ahead and pull back out of there. Make sure that the bike's in there. Get back, custom bikes. We'll want to go to the Honda 250. And then bike graphics, library. Then let's see, which one did I do? Fusion graphics. Honestly, can't remember. Maybe it was HD. I don't know. Yeah, there it is. I did the HD lines. That's right. Anyways, you can see that that's in there now, and you can put your own number on it and everything. We'll pull out of that, and then we'll go to Chase section, which is where we put our our pre-made numbers and everything on. So, and then you can see them right there. But I'll just go ahead and show you. You go into, I don't know, let's do single event. Let's see, on the east west rider selection. It's a little ways down, but there you can see them there. That's our custom bike skin. Our custom number there on the back. We'll go ahead and select them. And then we'll just go ahead and start it up. Make sure everything looks good in game. But yeah, that's essentially it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below, or if you join the DMR Discord, there's a lot of help in there. There's a bike scanning channel, and me and a couple other guys can help you out. But yeah, you'll see this. There it is. And there it is. We're in game. It looks good. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed.